Hello, I'm Chrissy Seaton. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, My Noahide Family. Today, I want to talk about a Noahide gallery of artists. Now, there are not an abundance of Noahides probably living in the area where you live, and certainly here in Australia, there's only a few of us, but it was just so wonderful to stumble across this gallery. It's a visual gallery, an electronic gallery, I suppose you could call it. And I'm going to tell you where you can go and look at some of that magnificent artwork. And if you are a Noahide and you are inclined to be artistic, then I suggest you create your, how shall I say, finest work, finest piece, and have it displayed. Now, I will tell you in a little while how you can go about that. But first of all, this gallery is part of asknoah.org, which is a marvellous website. I often refer to it and pass that on to other people. It has a magnificent amount of information all over the topics of being a Noahide. Books that are available, there are instructions. It's a magnificent website, and if you haven't already visited it, please go and have a look at it. It's just simply www.asknoah.org. That's all. And then it opens up and there's pages there you can click on, and of course you will see the link to the Noahide art gallery. Now, how many Noahide artists exist? Well, I can't answer that question. I know of 2 in Australia, and I'm one of them. There are bound to be more in our areas. I'm convinced about that. It's just that we don't know about them. And so I encourage you to make inquiries where you live. You might be surprised. Art is a marvellous expression. It's a marvellous way to relieve stress, etc. But also, apart from your level of talent, all art is inspiring because there's always a story behind it. And so I encourage you all to be aware of that and promote art. It's an expression of individuals. Now, asknoah.org is full of information for Noahides. It's the one-stop website to go to find anything, whether you be new to the concepts of the 7 Noahide laws or whether you've been part of it for a long time, because there is always new information being put up there as well. Links, all sorts of things, links to other organisations as well is listed there. So please avail yourself of that. Even if you're not an artist, make yourself familiar with this marvellous website. And art from the Noahides is really something that I think is precious. It is precious because there are so few of us at the moment. I think that will change. Now, bear in mind, this is an electronic space, and there will be very clear instructions there how to place your art in that gallery. And of course, it requires you to take a photo. Gives you some hints how to do that. Of course, good lighting. And then you submit it. I'm not going to go through all those intricate details, but on the website, it's very clearly explains what you have to do to submit it. And obviously write a little bit about describing your piece of art. So please, it's not just paintings. I imagine you could send a photo of things like, I don't know, pottery maybe, things like that. But I think it is a marvellous service for for Noahides. And it works both ways, doesn't it? Because it helps Noahide artists, and it also is another leaf in this magnificent website, another page to that website, which is just so useful all the time. I refer to it quite frequently. I think, oh, no, I know where I've seen that, and I click on it, and eventually there it is, it pops up for me. So I kudos to Rabbi Michael Schulman for being so enthusiastic, and he has been at the forefront of supporting Noahides forever and ever. So, you know, please appreciate the effort that goes into maintaining a website such as this. There are instructions, as I said, for you, and I won't confuse you by going through that, but as I said, it is photographic, so therefore you know, it's not, you're not sending the actual piece of art, but it's and any of you will know photographing, say, a painting or something, it's a little bit tedious because you've got to make sure the light's in the right direction and, you know, illuminates it correctly. But anyway, I'll leave those things all up to you. But original artwork, it must be of yours and authenticated. So, you know, you can't find a picture of somebody else's art somewhere and put it up on there and say it's yours. And I'm sure you would never do that. But there would need to be some proof that it's authenticated. And it'll describe all that for you on the website. And how to submit it, etc. Again, www.asknoah.org. But I'll leave all those in website addresses in the description box below for you. Now, if you are an artist and you are a Noahide, then I would suggest that you get yourself in a mood and create some art. And if you have never tried doing art just for your own pleasure, then I suggest that you do it now. I really like to draw, and I used to paint. I find it a bit difficult now because I've got a clawed hand, so it's a bit hard to hold a paintbrush, and it's not very forgiving if you blob paint in the wrong spot. But anyway, I've switched to sort of pencil art. I have always loved drawing horses. I could sit and watch a horse just grazing in the paddock all day because there is something almost mythical about them. And of course we know of Pegasus, the flying horse, etc. But they are so full of grace, and there's something ethereal about them. And when I look at a horse, I think of God's creations. How perfect. How perfect to design and create something as magnificent as a horse. One of man's best friends. We have horsepower. We still talk about horsepower when it comes to motors and things. They're almost mystical. And when you see a horse free and galloping in a paddock, and, you know, they kick up their hind legs and switch their tail and toss their mane, you couldn't orchestrate that in a ballet. They are just something that I am always drawn to. As you are probably with the art that you like. You may have a particular thing that you prefer to paint or draw, whatever, and that's fine. But allow yourself to have that lovely mystical time where you're just alone with yourself, creating your art, and your thoughts are going through it, and it is almost a prayerful experience. And I encourage more of you to explore that. You've been given a gift to do art, whatever genre of art it is. It's a gift. So Don't waste it. Don't waste it. So in the meantime, give some great and considered thought to being an artist. And if you are already an artist, then make sure you avail yourself of the opportunity to have it viewed through asknoah.org. In the meantime, please take care and God bless.